You can't have dancers like Helen, who everyone agrees is really that chick. She's the most amazing dancer in the industry. Respect her, man. Respect her. You don't begin to look at her as somebody that you should do some dumb with. You looking at her going, yo, we're gonna make a lot of money together.
Do you think that affects Helen? Like, everyone's like, damn, she's so good, I can't with her. So Helen's lonely deep down inside.
I'm a f***ing animal. I'm a f***ing animal.
She was like, I could keep my distance from you. Hey, but I saw her at 11 the other day. She gave me free wings, though.
All right, man. Welcome to Complete Animals, episode 24.
Damn, 24. Let's clap it up for 24.
Kobe,
baby. Let's go.
Hold on, I like this energy.
Road, man.
This energy already. Let me just show you. I might as well show you who our special guest is. Let's just jump right to it. Look at this guy, Walshy Fire. How you doing, sir? What's up?
Man, that's on respect. Love.
Flavor Flav ain't got shit on Walshy, the best hype man out there.
Hey, JD, do not speak over our guest, please. Especially he's introducing himself for the first time. Walshy, I'm so sorry. One more time, go ahead and introduce
Rastafari. Big up yourself. One love.
Listen, are you a Rastafarian for real?
You know it, man. It's a lifestyle, man. You know, it's a liberty. So, you know what I'm saying? We choose a black God, not the white God.
Oh my gosh! Well, we're gonna have an issue, me and you, but it's okay. I believe
we could do religion talk. I took religion in college. That was my minor.
Yes.
So I love religious talk.
So please, hey Dex, what's up, man? How you doing? I want to say what's up to you.
Oh, I'm good, man.
All right, we're gonna talk about everything that happened last weekend, Halloween, and all that stuff, and then we're gonna talk about Walshy's past. But I want to jump right into this. What is being Rasta, and like how does it correlate to religion in general?
Yeah. So I think that if you look at the origins of Rastafari, you'll look at what was happening at the time. And so if you look at the oppressions that were happening to African people throughout the diaspora, a white God was not coming to save them in any way, any shape or form. And I believe that they also knew that they had a black God before they were given the white God. And when you look at how they used the tools that they had with the intention to find a black God at all costs, Emperor Selassie I was the person that made the most sense. And so whether you believe he's a god or not, he's just a human to me. But, you know, I definitely think that there's a liberty there and there's an energy there. And I understand the reasoning why. I can look back at my ancestors and I can say, yo, y'all wasn't fucking with these crackers. Y'all wanted a black god.
Jeez.
Hey, let him talk.
So we got a black god and I'm with it.
Is that why you came in Jamaica when you guys gained your independence?
Man, he came to Jamaica, I think
69, 72?
in 69, yeah, something like that. But I definitely think he came to Jamaica to see what the hell this like.
And then he had the whole
on.
hand thing with the hand with the
this one, yeah, this thing and that whole thing. But you know, either way, man, you know, I think that if you look at the Orishas, and I think Haiti probably has the strongest connection to Africa as far as
Haiti. There's the thing about Haiti.
What
so
we demonize as voodoo and things like that. You know, they have taken African spirituality as well as Cuba. You know, Santiago and those places. When you see African spirituality in those places, it's very close to the African spirituality of Jamaica and the Rastafarian movement. It's all about reclaiming something that was taken from you, and whether that makes no sense to people. Or it makes lots of sense to people. I'm glad that it did happen.
All right.
I've never heard such a racially charged definition.
Oh, so, for sure. We're gonna have a great show today.
Walshy, why are the light skinned dudes always the most like hardcore?
It's a wild thing, right? Like I look
seriously.
I opened up. Shout out a plug real quick. I opened up a bar in Wynwood called Dante's Vinyl Bar. Shout out to all the DJs out there that use vinyl.
All right, shout out to
and you know, we got some amazing DJs that have come through. It's been only a couple months and it's amazing. It's doing very well. But yeah, you know, Jesse Williams is a partner in the bar, and yeah, he's just as charged as me.
Colin Kaepernick.
Shaka bars, yeah. We're out here, man. You know what it is? You know what it is?
I know what it is that you're one step away from the white man, but you're not quite close enough. You're one step away from the decks over there, but you're not quite close enough.
So we loud. We dumb loud with it. But yeah, so I think as a light-skinned guy, I would say it's the ability that I think a lot of people don't get to see a lot of the, let's say, both sides. So
JD happy as fuck right now.
Yeah. Nah, JD, my boy. So you know what I'm saying. So I have access to certain things because I'm light skinned, and when I get into that room, I see how fucked up it is, right? And so because I'm also African, I have access to those things. You know, I'm pulling up to Martin Luther King Day parade in Liberty City with no problem. So because I have access to both worlds, I think that myself, I can say for sure, but light-skinned people come with the perspective of what they've seen over there, what they've seen over here. And it also just happens to be that I think that we just have that passion to speak on that side of it. You know, because a lot of light-skinned people go over to the white side and they love it over there, and they don't come back.
Where are they at? Especially the women. Please show me where they are.
Nah,
the
these
light-skinned
women,
girls?
they like dark-skinned men, so they like the dark.
Yeah, the light-skinned girls usually like dark-skinned guys,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there are some that like white guys. Like, so, you know, some of them go over there and that's just what they like, and I'm all for it, man. Do what you like.
Damn, we feel the same pain.
Oh, really, JD? You feel the same way? Okay. Now your militant side is coming out because Walshy's here.
Yeah, man, we finna get real militant, man. Let's get vocal.
Quick question about Rastafari. Is it like a similar to the Hebrewism?
You know what? I think that Israel and Ethiopia have always had a strong connection. If you look at the Ethiopian flag, it has the Israeli flag in it.
Yeah.
So there's always been a deep connection there. Most people would argue and can argue that Ethiopia is the cradle of civilization as well as the cradle of religion as we know it, the Abrahamic religions, the three religions that we follow the most in the world. But I don't know the current affiliations between Rastafarianism and Hebrewism or Hebrew Israelites, but I do know that there's a deep connection in the origins of it. Christianity and Judaism and Islam all having something to do in Ethiopia.
Okay.
Wow. Interesting. Well, let me tell you something, Walshy. As a white person, you talk about light-skinned people being in both sides of the room. As a white person that's been around in the hip-hop, quote-unquote, rooms for 20 years of my life, I've seen some crazy stuff as well, man. I might turn somebody the other way. So just so you know, it goes both ways, all right?
Oh, no, for sure. You got a story to tell, man. Tell it.
All right. Well,
yeah.
I tried. And
Listen, the white man's always
everybody
been
turned
dominant.
against
It
me.
was meant to be
I
like
found
that.
this out last week, but how did you get your name? Wonder?
Oh yeah,
Wonder Bread, I would assume.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
DJ Delaware because I was from Delaware, like Della WHERE, and then I started working at Hot 97, and they started calling me. I was only a white person there pretty much at that time,
Wonder.
and they called me.
I
Wonder,
mean,
like,
they could have called you like they could have called you cracker.
Saltine?
Yeah, they could have called you cracker.
I take offense to that word, man.
Yeah, that's
cracker.
funny. You know why that's funny, and I always find funny when a white person takes offense to that word, because they play so much music with the N word in it. And don't ever have a problem with it.
I do. I don't know.
I find that most white people that have offense to that word never take a stance on, if that song has an N word in it, I'm not playing it.
Well, I won't not play it. I will not play it, but I would not. I don't enjoy.
Yeah, not that you enjoy it.
Seeing people. I don't even like anybody saying it. What's the point?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather nobody say anything.
Right. So I think that it's just a funny conundrum.
Well, let me tell you why. The more so is because when I was a kid, I've told this story before. Malika Hopkins, her and her friends were sitting right behind me and my family.
Shout out to Malika.
Yeah, Malika. Yeah, and somebody called a friend of my dad or something a cracker because he told them they were making too much noise. It just stuck with me since I was a child. So it kind of like, it's like when somebody says the B word, calls a man a B word. That kind of sets me off too. It's just certain words that kind of like trigger me.
And shout out to Malika for making all that noise she was making, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all don't try and curb her noise, man. She out here living her best life.
Here's my opinion about this.
Go ahead.
Especially if you didn't know Malika, you out of pocket. You can't just walk up to Malika and be like, Malika, you need to shut up.
Yo,
that's a you gonna get called something out of your you gonna get
Malika is contributing to a stereotype. I would say it's not
that's
very,
a very powerful.
I don't know, man.
Yo,
I think you come up to anybody and be like, yo, you need to shut up. They gonna respond in some way that's gonna be offensive.
All right.
Yeah, I think whoever you said your dad,
I really think
or
it
whoever it
depends on
was,
how
I think
you
he's
say
wrong.
it, you know.
What'd you say, Dex?
I said I really think it depends on how you say it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Dex, check this out. I don't know you.
Yeah, facts.
I walk up to you, and I say, "Can you shut up?"
Nah, it definitely wasn't like that.
I don't know you, and I say, "Yo, can you be quiet?" Yo, I don't know you.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if you guys, I lived in New York and I've lived in Miami and places where you don't. Like I say something. I saw someone on a train the other day. It was disgusting. But you end up seeing that kind of stuff.
That's
and you go,
true.
And you go, yo, everybody got mind their own business, man. You know what I'm saying? So, when you see people,
you said it so politely just now.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause when I thought about it in my head,
I heard it bad too.
I heard it in
I
my
don't
head
know why,
different.
but I got polite because he said it wasn't
heard it
rude.
different.
I heard it like how you heard it.
Yo, you shut the fuck up.
I heard it like that. I heard it like that. But I'm doing Wonder a favor and giving him his I think he says his dad.
No, it wasn't my dad. It was my dad. It was one of my dad's friends.
Yeah.
But and it definitely wasn't rude.
Maybe he was racist. She sensed that.
Yeah, you're not even. Let's say he's not racist.
Sure.
Let's say he's not racist. You just gotta mind your own business, man.
You're right.
Yeah,
You gotta mind
that was
your own
Delaware.
business.
That's Delaware. It's a different.
Shout out
it's
to
a
Delaware,
different
man.
environment.
You know how many times I used to ride the bus and train back in New York City?
Yeah, I
People
know.
Be loud as hell. And
Loud.
I
I know.
On the phone.
Yeah,
cursing.
that's why you were scarred as a youth. We can tell. We can tell.
You just gotta hold yourself. Say, yo, you do you, I do me.
Do you
can't
remember
just,
when Nextels were a thing? People were
all over the
chirping on the
phone?
fucking bus.
all over the fucking
Yeah.
Where you at?
I hear idiots playing like Instagram videos when I'm trying to work. Like this guy next to me all day. Like it still happens. Don't worry. People don't use headphones.
Look, I'm gonna say something bold. It's a white man's world. We're not gonna take your world. All right.
All right, that's all I care about. Listen, all I want to know is that I'll be the most desirable person to walk into the room. If you take that from me, then it's going to be a problem. Until then, well, you know what? Call me the cracker. Call me everything.
Right.
But as long as I know that it got a girl over there, me and Walshy walk in. He maybe have money. He may be balling out. But
But
look
it's
at
man.
this man.
I
You
got
feel me?
That's the energy everybody should have about themselves. If you guys take anything away from today's show, be confident in yourself, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Confidence
Punk,
is key, man.
What an intro, man. I gotta
Yeah.
say, this is the greatest.
Oh, this gonna be
intro
the
we've had
most
so far.
prolific show you've ever had. It might be the
what I
most
need.
viewed show you ever had.
That's what I need.
It definitely will be. You're
I don't know. We ain't got no females
biggest-
up here.
biggest
That
guest
might
we've
not
had.
happen. That might not happen.
It's
but
okay. Listen,
definitely.
It's about
a good one.
It's about intellect and talk right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's talk real quick. JD, what's up? Say what's up to everybody. Give me your Instagram. Okay, great.
I'm not getting my Instagram.
Yep. Dex, go ahead.
What up? I'm Drip Ninja Dex.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Go check me out on Instagram at Drip Ninja Dex.
All right. Walshy, go ahead. Where can
At
people
Walshy
find you?
Fire.
All right, boom. We're gonna look at that Instagram a little bit later. Let's talk about last week. Wednesdays at Wood Tavern. If you're in Miami, come to Wood Tavern. Always fun there. Friday, Racket. That's where I'm at. That's fun too. Saturday, man, I played a private party at something called, what is it called? Sunset Harbor? Is that what the name of that place is?
Sunset Harbor?
Yeah, that was one of the island ones you did.
Yeah, man, yo, hey man, it was fun. Thanks for hiring me. It was great. That's all I got to say about it. But it was very interesting. This is like, I guess it was an after party for this future Fountain Blue event they did out here in Miami. And I got to see, I guess, some of the Miami elite. Walshy, you've been mingling with those people for some time now, right?
Exactly who?
I don't know, the Miami elite. You might have heard of them. I don't know.
I don't know
Who
either.
are these people?
He's, I don't know.
Nah,
man.
Walshy moves like me. He can do hood shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
bougie,
just,
bougie,
let's just
but
be
more hood
clear.
shit.
I'm from Carroll City.
Yeah.
I move in the hood circle, man. So I don't know who the elite are, but I'm out here in these streets. I'm in the mud.
Well, usually I think they're like, they look white, they speak Spanish, and they push you out of the way if you're waiting to get a drink at the bar. It's one of those, some of those type of people. I don't know. And then Sunday, man, we did our Complete Animals brunch. Are we changing the time on that, Dex? It's not going to be a brunch anymore? What are we doing?
Oh, man, we got to talk to Tim, man.
All right, well, that's at the Sylvester. That's fun.
It was fun. It was fun,
All right, and I flew directly after that brunch. I went straight to New York City to play Halloween night in New York City. Thank you, Freehold. Thank you, Brooklyn. That was fun. I barely made it because guess what? All of the flight attendants, they either wilded out on Saturday night and decided not to come to work, or they didn't get that old show us your papers shot in the arm and they just didn't want to come to work, or they're not allowed to come to work. I don't know which one it is, but nobody showed up for work, and that's why mad flights were delayed all weekend.
Yeah, so they actually put out a press statement saying that they had some conflicts and they canceled, I think, like a couple thousand flights. Yeah, over the weekend. So
What was the excuse you heard about? Do you know that?
I believe it was something to do with some new regulation or something like that. And yeah, maybe it's the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, that thing.
Jabberwocky.
Oh man, what would Selassie say about that thing going inside of your arm?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, he was just a man, so he probably might have been for it, but I don't know.
All right.
I definitely can't speak for y'all, much less somebody that's gone.
All right, this is good. So yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with the.
Shout out to Tuesday night Rum and Bass Taco, man.
There we
It's
go.
So fucking powerful. It's such an impactful party. If you're not from Miami, it's the last party you're gonna get in Miami that got that Miami energy. Shout out to everybody that's from Miami and you remember how it used to be. It is actually the only party in Wynwood that's gonna give you that real Miami shit. The rest, are definitely much more catering to a broader crowd. But if you want to get in there and you want to hear 90% talking 10% music.
Not
Like a
90%
real, like how the
talking.
real Miami DJs used to do it.
yeah.
It's the most vibe. I talk my shit every Tuesday, and I mean, I talk it all. Everything you want to hear about whatever's happening that's current. We talk about it every night. So
Yeah.
you guys come out Koyo Taco on a Tuesday.
I was like, you know what? I love that party is because it's not just reggae. It's like, there's electronic fused reggae and Caribbean music, everything else. But then there's a set. There's like a New York set. There's hip hop and everything. Like, which DJ do you have usually working with you when you're on the mic?
Right now it's Kyle. It was Silent Addy. We also have Slim. We have DJ Bullet.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Bullet.
Shout out to Bullet. Probably gonna be the biggest DJ in a year. DJ Bullet, big him up.
I call that already too.
Yeah, I think anybody can see that clear as day. And then we always have guests. We have Dexus as well. Yeah, we always have guests too.
Nice, yeah, because the way that you guys interact at that party, it's like you know what to do. And is that something that you pick up with pretty much every DJ? Do you have to have like a synergy to know like what song they're gonna play next and when they're gonna drop it and everything else?
No. I think that at this point, being a good DJ is pretty broad based. Like, you're gonna have some DJs that still don't know what to do, but the majority of DJs are pretty good now. And so once you give me the microphone and you're spinning, it's lit. We off.
All right, cool. So that's Koyo Taco, Wynwood,
Tuesday night.
Miami, Tuesday nights,
Yeah, man.
rum and bass, but that goes all over the country as well. It's not just Miami. We're going to talk about that. Listen, man, we got so much to talk about.
Let's run through it,
JD,
man.
move your head, man. That's all I got to say is move your head right now. Okay, there you go. All right, there it is. Bong. We're in interview mode right now. You saw that, Walshy?
I see it now.
We had to prepare. Now,
I see it now. Yeah,
we're
you
ready.
didn't close the curtain on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Walshy Fire. How are you, sir? Let's check out his Instagram,
Yeah.
WALSHY Fire. If you're listening right now, let's take a look here. And what is this? What is this haircut that you have on your avatar up here, man? This is literally fire right here.
Yeah.
What inspired this cut right
That's
here?
old, man. Yeah. So, but
Here
I'm
we go.
gonna do another one for Art Basel. So look out for it.
Nice. I like this, man. So I was just looking through a couple things. So this was your Halloween costume, MF Doom?
You know it.
That was this year?
Yes, sir. That was
Nice.
yesterday in Paris.
Oh wow!
just flew
Yesterday in
today.
Paris,
Yeah.
what, dog? How was that? That's the only European city I've ever played. What's your opinion of
Oh,
over
it's
there?
greatness,
Very
but
broad.
it's two different kind of crowds. I've been blessed to play for both, but I definitely prefer the African and French Caribbean crowd. They just do it. I mean, every song is an explosion. But for the most part, what you have is, I think, a very good example of America's influence on the world and the level of appreciation that they have for American music. And so when you play in places like Paris, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, I would include maybe Barcelona and Berlin. When you play in those cities, you end up being able to play almost an all American style set, and every song goes off.
Right.
And so I appreciate them for knowing the music on that level.
I think when I was over there, I don't know what's they're a little bit behind. I think they were still in like kind of like the Dipset kind of like vibe or whatever. Are they into the Pop Smoke like drill stuff now? Or is that
Yeah, that would have caught up by now. Yeah, but I agree with you. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit behind, but not far. You know what I'm saying? Not far. And of
Not with
course,
the internet.
their local music goes off. So I grab all the local songs and play them as well.
We're big
so.
on Afro beats, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Especially
Afrobeat,
the French, the British.
but also French drill is huge.
It is.
The popular song right now, most popular song, is a song called "Oui Magate."
Yeah.
Big song. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
So-
to Niska as well.
Yeah, shout out to Niska. Shout out to everybody out there,
For
man. Just
Canis,
really
Haitian
holding
Canis.
it down.
All right, dope. Damn, straight from Paris to our mansion.
to the studio.
I'm so glad you made it past security and everything. I know we have multiple levels, but you made
That's
it
a fact.
in there.
That's a fact.
Congratulations, Walshy.
Nobody running up on here. That's a fact.
That's right. Yeah. So where are you from originally? Were you born in the States? Or-
Yeah, man. I'm a Jamaican. I came to Connecticut at 11. Shout out to Hartford. And then after one winter, my mom was like, moved to Miami, man. Carroll City was that for the rest of the life. Yeah. I moved to Atlanta for college, Clark Atlanta University. Shout out to that.
Okay.
And then I worked for IBM. Quit IBM, decided I want to be a DJ. And at that time, in the late 90s, if you wanted to be a DJ, Just like if you wanted to make cars, you moved to Detroit. If you wanted to act, you moved to LA. You wanted to DJ, you had to move to New York. Okay. And so I moved to New York. I moved to Brooklyn, and I started doing a lot of illegal stuff, but then also had a job at Beach Street in the day. Shout out to Beach Street Records in downtown Brooklyn, while staying in Canarsie. Ended up going to prison in Brooklyn, came out. The person I was staying with got murdered and decided that was it for me and moved back to Miami. And I've been in Miami ever since.
Oh my gosh, you just ran through a lot, man. That was like a 30-second bio. That could be a biopic.
Yeah, you told me we got an hour, so it's going to be that all day.
All right. I mean,
hardcore.
But let's just come back, if you don't mind, let's come back to a couple of those things. So how long did you end up in jail for?
For a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us like a kind of a...
Trafficking.
Okay, great.
Shout out to everybody that knows what it was before 9/11.
Yeah, man, that's a different time, but
different time.
Still the same. Were the penalties worse back then? No, worse now.
No, worse, way worse now. I want to say 9/11 made everything worse. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying. But if you were doing anything illegal, 9/11 was the point that you stopped or got caught. Because you couldn't. We used to walk on an Air Tran flight with pounds of weed stuffed in our pants, no problem, because there was no security check, there was no dogs, and also there was no air what's it called, air vacuums. So we stinking up the plane, but nobody cared, you know. And then when we really had to get a lot going, you know, we would take Greyhound, and you know, we do the Greyhound from Miami to New York, that whole 36-hour bus ride. But we do it like it was nothing, man. Go up, come right back home. So shout out to everybody that lived any kind of life that was under the radar before 9/11. You remember how sweet it was, man.
Yeah.
Shit, I was too young. I was only like 10. That's when I just moved to the States.
Yeah,
2
man.
months before 9/11.
Okay, yeah, man. I was a jit still, man, but trust me, those were great days. But I learned how to DJ at Beach Street, man. I learned all the records. Shout out to Biz Marquis and Jazzy Jeff and everybody I got to meet, Kid Capri. Shout out to
did
DJ
you work
Culture,
with, you work with Goldfinger?
Goldfinger was my, oh man, yo, Goldfinger.
And June, was she there by the time?
June. Thank you so much, June. June, Goldfinger, Culture, whatever I name again, Tracks, what did Shorty, man, I can't remember his name.
What about Funkmaster Flex?
He was not working at Beach Street, my dude.
I wouldn't know.
But
man.
June, you know, June wasn't speaking no English at the time, and she was killing it. She would wear heels the whole day at the store. Goldfinger, he pretty much had moved to management at that time when I got there, so he was not on the floor that much, but he would come out on the floor and just like practice. And Culture, of course, he was the manager. He's the person that hired me. And rest in peace to Dagger Don. That's the person I was talking about that got murdered. He was my best friend. And he got me that job. We went up to, I got to New York. I was like, yo, I'm serious about this DJing thing. And he was like, yo, I'm going to introduce you to this guy named Culture. I met Culture at the Docks. Shout out to the Docks, where I heard songs I had never heard in my life. I became a real student of music that night. Coming from Miami, you know, we have songs like Barry White, Look at Her, and Barry White, King Kong, and Dance to the Drummer's Beat, and Fool Around by, I want to say Larry something. Sorry if I got that messed up, everybody from Miami. But, you know, we had our classics. We had our songs. And when I got to New York, I was like, oh, it's a whole other set of songs. You know, he was playing songs like Thank You, Heavenly Father, Soho Hot, Alias, Follow Me. You know, songs like that I had never heard before, and I was the only one in the club that didn't go off. I was the only one that not doing a soul clap kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And so I just was like, nah, I'm in the right place. This is where I needed to be. And Culture took me on his wing and really, really, really made me a good DJ, man. Really did. Shout out to them. I love all of them. Thank you.
Was there a beef between Rock and Soul and Beach Street guys?
Nah, never, man. We were both struggling. Both record shops were struggling, man. CDs had come in, you know, and everybody was just trying to stay afloat. Man,
it was still a good amount. I mean, I know that Rock and Soul had to like cut down a little bit, but it was still good up until maybe 2008, 2009 of still buying records and going there to buy CDs, because a lot of times you get CDs cheaper at these record stores.
Right, that's a fact. Then going to like a Sam Goody or something like that. Yeah, but I mean, you know, Beach Street was all about mixtapes. That was the real moneymaker, man. SNS, Who Kid, Clue.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
that was what rocked Beat Street. They were selling mixtapes like cocaine, man.
So like what, $100 a pop?
Well, the guys that were making the mixtapes were making thousands of dollars a pop, like, you know, bringing over the masters. But Beat Street would make tens of thousands of dollars off of those. I mean, every kid, and I mean, it's downtown Brooklyn, so the foot traffic is crazy. Every kid had a mixtape in their Walkman. You know what I'm saying? And so it was not like, if the streets was like, if you had a mixtape out and it was popping, you were the man.
At the time, who had the hottest mixtape in hip hop?
Yeah, SNS, I would say, was really running it when I was there. Clue had elevated up to the next level, so he wasn't. He was doing the bigger name artists at that time, but SNS was the man by far. I would say Who Kid was a little bit under that.
There's Envy.
Absolute. Yeah. Shout out to Absolute, man. Man.
I feel like you guys look like you're related in some.
Yeah, Absolute, definitely a little bit younger looking than me, and he might be older than me too.
Yo, he is definitely Benjamin
looking,
Button.
Yeah, he's a baby looking DJ, man. But shout out to him. You know,
Clue as well.
So I appreciate those Beat Street days, man. I learned how to handle myself in the industry, and I learned how to network, and you know what I'm saying. And shout out to Ishay. She was my girlfriend in Brooklyn at the time, Trinidadian. So, you know what I'm saying, I just remember coming out of jail, and she was there, and I got my first real meal, and she really picked me up on my feet as well. And I want to say shout out to her, man. She really put everything together when everything started to like not make sense, and you know what I'm saying. And I moved back to Miami after that, man.
So you guys ended on good terms then?
Yeah, my Ishay, man. Big up yourself.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Afia.
What's your usual relationship with? Like when you end a relationship, do you usually stay friends with them, or you cut ties?
Yeah, I cut ties. But you know what I'm saying, there's certain people that just do things beyond, you know. So, you know, I mean, I haven't spoken to Afia in a long time, but I would love to see her and her kids and see how she's doing, man, because she was just a great person to me.
Nice.
And I want to reiterate, I was a child, you know what I'm saying? I'm a young teenager, so, you know, I'm not like, you know, I think in any adult mode relationship kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? But I can appreciate great people that I've been able to meet in this journey, and she was definitely one of them.
Nice. So coming back to Miami, you had grown up here, so you probably knew a lot of people. Like, how was it? Did you try to be a DJ down here after that? Like, what was your mode when you came down?
Oh, when I came back?
Yeah, came back.
That was for sure, man. I got in hustle mode, man. Shout out to Roger B, Norland, everybody that went to Norland High School. You know, we was over there really trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I really want to say, man, you know, shout out to Craig too, and Brian and everybody that was really like, yo, well, what you going to do? Because, you know, I came back with absolutely nothing, you know. So shout out to Roger B. Roger B came up with the ill plan. He was like, yo, this is a party called Stages. And I know it's a little bit older than you guys, but if I could just bring you back in time, Stages was the biggest party in Miami at this time, right? You had South Beach with like Opium and like some other clubs, Nikki Beach, but as far as urban and Caribbean, nothing bigger than this party was getting 8,000 people every time it happened, right? And it was the first all-inclusive party, and I think that's why it was so unique. Nobody had ever seen a party where you pay $40 and you walk in and you drink and eat for free the rest of the night, which ain't for free because you pay for it, but it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just remember,
because there's some people that would make them pay for that. For
yeah.
Listen,
now
once I'm in there, baby, I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Yeah. Well, back then that was a unique thing, and again, we talking about, you know, the '90s. So, but yeah, man, he was like, yo, there's this event, and you should go. I didn't know about the event, and nor did I know anybody that was doing it. So he was like, yo, this is what we do. He's like, yo, we're gonna take your mama van, and we're just gonna pull up at 9:00. So I'm like, yo, let's do it. So I put all my records in my Home Depot cases, and I walked. Yeah, we drove up to was it Gulf Street? I can't remember. And I walked in when they were setting up, when the sound man was setting up and everything. And nobody checked me, obviously, because I looked like, oh well, they got a guy to DJ early. I waited till they strung the sound up at about 10 something, almost 11. He was like, yo, you want to test a record out, make sure it sound good? I just started playing. No other DJ showed up until maybe 1:00.
Oh, wow.
The party goes till about 5. So every other DJ thought they were the star, right? And I don't know if you guys still go through that a lot, But there was a time where you would have your early DJs, the guy that's right before the star, and then the star. But at this particular party, everyone thought they were the star. You didn't get booked on this party if you were like a lower level guy. So they actually were expecting DJs to sort out who would go first, and nobody showed up. 10 o'clock, 10 something, I start. Man, by 11:30 midnight, there was like 4,000 people there, and I'm playing for them, and I'm crushing it because I also knew my place. So I'm playing, Barris Hammond, and I'm playing the oldies to really set the mood, because I had people like Culture and people like, all these other great DJs before me show me how to not disrespect the party and disrespect the patron by running in, what I'm saying, with the bullshit. And so there was a couple promoters, and one by one they all walked up to me and was like, yo man, you're doing a great job. And I think in their mind they said, wow, my team is amazing, because somebody on my team hired this guy, because we have no other DJs here. I really feel like they thought that, because each one of them came up to me and was like, yes. And I was like, you don't know me, I don't know you, and you're not questioning, what are you doing here? Nobody. They were all like, yeah man, woo, my team is awesome. 1 o'clock comes, the first DJ shows up, I get off. Sean Paul ended up performing that night. I did not expect that. And shout out to Baby Blue Sound from Toronto. They were the biggest thing in Canada. They were also DJing that night. And so I ended up meeting Sean Paul that night, ended up meeting Baby Blue at that night. I ended up meeting Black Chiney that night, because Black Chiney was the headliner DJ that night. Okay. So there we are, right? Three powerful people in my circle. And I ended up getting like crazy flowers and kudos from everybody that was like, yo, you really killed it. And from that day on, I started getting bookings. And that was the day that Bobby Chin and those guys asked me to be a part of Black Chiney. And from Black Chiney, it was on. It was me, Dupes, Bobby Chin, and Willie Chin, all from a night of hustling. I just hustled my way into the party.
That's crazy. Where was that? 01?
Maybe 00, yeah, something like that.
So that's before like Black Chiney like kind of like really blew up, I guess, around the country. And right before though, like I want to tell you, man, I played Black Chiney for 12 years. Yeah. The early 2000s, it was a massive group of guys. It was massive, like massive. 04, 05, 06, massive, like insane. And Sean Paul hadn't really blown up. He'd done like a bunch of different like rhythms or whatever, like, but he hadn't been like Give Me the Light or anything. That was like 2004, 2003, 2004 is when he really like really started popping on.
Yeah, man. So he was big in our Caribbean circle, but he had not had an international hit. No.
Right. All right. So that
he gave me my name, by the way. So shout out to him.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Walshy Fire.
Were you going by something before that?
Yeah, I was going by LP Walsh, which is my real name, Leighton Paul Walsh. And then I was going by Walshy Killer for a little while, because Bounty Killer and this other guy named Jigsy Killer were very popular. So I was being called Walshy Killer. But he was like, yo, man, I'm gonna call you Walshy Fire. And that was it. It stuck.
Right. So did you start like touring with them, or did you basically kind of stay in this area when you were DJing?
Man, they put me in the frying pan, man. Right. Let's take everybody's. Do you DJ as well?
Yes, I do.
Okay, man, you look like a baby too, though, man. Wonder you're a baby. You're a baby. All right. So for the people out there that's watching, I'm gonna walk you through this, because I know this ain't gonna make sense. But for the older heads, they gonna know. But for the younger guys, they're not. This ain't gonna make no sense. Okay. There was a time that nobody DJ'd with a laptop. Am I looking at this camera right here?
That's the one. Yeah.
There was a time when no one used a laptop. Stop. Hold up. I know. Just clean up the mess. I know you just spit your water out. I'm trying to show you, though. There was a actual time that DJs used vinyl and traveled with vinyl. And then one day, a product called Final Scratch came out. And I had to buy a laptop. And I had my dub plates cut on 10-inch acetates. I had my 12-inch vinyl, and I had my 45s. And Dupes is like, yo, we're going to use this thing called Final Scratch. You need a laptop. I said, dog, y'all just hired me on this thing. I don't have a laptop, nor do I have the money to buy one. He goes, yo, borrow my laptop, borrow my Final Scratch. Within maybe 2 weeks of knowing these guys, they sent me to Montreal in one of the most hardcore dance hall parties in the most hardcore venue, Tiffany's Big up everybody that remember Tiffany's.
Oh, that's when Sean Paul says in the track.
Yo, beer gunshot in that club there. Beer gunshot. That club there was hardcore, right? So here I go now. I realized what kind of party it is, and I realized why Dupes and them didn't want to go, right? So I land in cold Montreal, man. Shout out to all my Haitians that came through the party too.
Yes, sir.
Woo! I end up running into an old ex-girlfriend at a restaurant. Crazy.
Haitian restaurant.
Shout out to Rachel.
Oh, Rachel.
Yo, Rich. Yo. I'm like, about to sit down and order food, and she's like the waitress. She comes over, and I'm like, no way. How are you in Montreal? Anyways, so we there, and I'm by myself, right? Now, the hardest part of what I'm trying to tell y'all is everybody back then also had a physical sound system, which means you had a bunch of guys who would use trolleys and bring speakers in and stack them. Now you guys don't even see the speakers, right? They're up there in the roof. You don't know what's happening. The bass bins are in the floor. You don't know what's happening. Back then, you saw the sound. You were like, wow, the sound. And they took their sound extremely serious. This was tens of thousands of dollars that they had spent. And so here I come with this thing called Final Scratch with these 4 RCA cables. Man, I want to talk to you, man. Let me tell you how this was, man. I want you to feel this, man. I want you to feel this pain. 4 RCA cables, bro. And I'm trying to explain to a 50, maybe 60-year-old man that I would like to plug this in to his console and use my laptop. Do you want to know what he said to me, man?
Get out.
In a Jamaican accent, please.
Party done.
Move your bumble clock. Move your bumble. I got told to move my bumble clock.
Kind of like the old man that Sean Paul video when he kicked everybody out.
Yeah. Party done. Party done. Out. And I was like, damn, this is a fail.
Shit.
But here I was, smarter than the rest of them. I also brought my vinyl. And I fucked that party up. And then eventually I fought the fight with enough sound men to eventually be able to plug in the Final Scratch and have them go, oh, wow, laptops is the future. You're going to use laptops soon. And I kept campaigning it and saying, guys, this is the future. Laptops is where it's going to go. Please tell the sound man in advance. Let him know. I'll show up 4 hours early and sit with him and explain. Again, I cannot stress to y'all, this was the clubs had personal sounds. When the lights came on, they would collect the speakers and go home with it. It was not like, you know what I'm saying? So, I do believe, man, that I'm one of the people that really, really made this laptop shit happen. Because I went through the fire. And I know there's a few other people. Shout out to Delano, for Renaissance, Super Dupes, of course, Willie Chin. We got tons of stories of getting rejected and sometimes into fights. I remember one time, same city, Montreal, a guy threw ice at me because, he was just like, yo, what are you doing to my sound? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you trying to move the wires around? And you're like, man, this is just old heads and me being a young guy, and we're just clashing right now because he's not even trying to understand that this is going to be okay. This is going to be fine. And shout out to everybody that did have Final Scratch. It was very faulty. It did not sound good. Vinyl would sound way better. It sounded like a robotic song playing. The wheels sounded horrible. But eventually Serato came out.
Is that why Black China got smaller and smaller, because you didn't need people to go on the airplane with you and carry that 50 extra pounds? Like,
yeah, man. Black China, we really revolutionized that, man. And like I said before, Renegade, Delano, there were a couple of people already doing it, but we really revolutionized it. We brought it to the world, to the point where Final Scratch was made by Tractor. I don't know if Tractor's still around.
Still around.
Yeah, Tractor.
Flew us to Berlin.
Wow.
We were official Tractor sponsored DJs, which was big in the early 2000s. I just want y'all to know. A reggae sound system to be sponsored by Tractor on their website, them providing us things. Like, we were like phone call to headquarters, you know what I'm saying? And Yeah, we really championed the Final Scratch, and then we moved over to Serato eventually, and then Tractor got really good and sounded really good and started sounding better than Serato at some point. But we never. I don't think we ever went back. I still have my Tractor, but yeah. Shout out to everybody that knows the struggle, man. I've been doing this for a long time.
That was a very scary time for people that don't. Like, I used to carry around probably like 5 or 6 crates by myself, like in the back of a cab in New York, and had to get a. If I was playing a hotel, I had to get the hotel cart and bring it myself, and then make sure somebody wouldn't steal something as I'm bringing the other ones up.
Right.
All that other stuff. But it's like it was a scary time because club owners didn't trust it. First off, computers were not as adequate. They didn't have like solid state hard drives back then. One bump, your computer could turn off, or it could just be dead the whole night. Then what do you got to do? You have like one little raucous record bag with like 20 records in it to carry you off for the rest of the night.
Right.
So it was just a interesting time, man. You kids have it so good. Listen to Walshy, all right?
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. Shout out to all the warriors out there that fought that fight, man, so that everybody can now be on USBs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But trust me, there was a time where you would have some super hardcore dude who spent his money on his equipment and he wasn't having none. He wasn't hearing it. You was not plugging shit in. And it was just gonna be that night. And you just like, fuck, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me just try and reason with him, man. So I did all that reasoning, man. I sat down at the table for many years because it wasn't overnight, man. It was years before people started getting laptops.
So Walshy's the reason you didn't have to worry about that. By the time you walked in, you just plugged it right on in. You collected your check. You were partying with the Casa Laguna Beach. You know what I mean? In like 06, 07 because Walshy did that for you. All right, so check this out, man. I know we got to jump through certain things, and I want to, lead up to the group that you're in and everything else. I don't want to miss anything, but I guess the first time I kind of like heard about you or like your system was through Cypher Sounds, like in New York. So how was that like kind of connecting with other DJs around the country, around the world? And
that's all Beat Street though. That's Beat Street.
That's Beat Street.
That's Beat Street. That's before Black Chinese. Cypher Sounds. I can't say it enough, man. Beat Street was the top record shop. Every DJ in the world, I knew them because of Beat Street. Shout out to Envy, like shout out to everybody. I know them personally because of Beat Street. So Cypher was one of those guys, man, that I already knew because of Beat Street. You know what I'm saying? Dupes went along later and got to know him, but I had already known him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Super Dude. That's who he used to play a lot of his dubs and stuff. Right. Also, like because I started at Sirius XM with Cypher producing his morning show over there, right. And trust me, every day we would hear some kind of like Black Chinese remix and everything else. Yeah,
so we actually used to sell those, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we pressed them up on white label. So we had vinyl out in the street for Black Chinese. A lot of those white labels, we just didn't put our name on them, but they were us. A lot of them, a lot of the remixes, that was us. You know what I'm saying? But back then you didn't want to get.
Did you guys do the Scooby Doo?
That was us.
Oh man, I love that one.
That was us. Yeah. And so we were giving them to Cypher, DJ Khaled, some to Massive B. We really championed fusion music, man, which is how I ended up in Major Lazer, because Diplo ended up being a fan of Black Chinese, and him and Dips were also trading remixes, and so I ended up knowing him through that era and that connection.
Right, man. I asked Bobby Condors about this once, and I don't know, maybe you can kind of say what is the cost if you have in reggae music, it's like a rhythm, right? It's like a bunch of different people will jump on the same beat essentially, right? If you want to put together like one of those maybe like 7-8 songs or something like that, how much would it cost to pay for each artist, or is it all off of favors? How does it work for you, or did it work for you?
Yeah, it's got to be respect, man.
Yeah,
you got to be respect. You'll end up spending too much money if you're gonna pay for the artist. Respect is the real hack in dancehall. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can get very far once you have a good name in the business, and you're paying out your money, and everybody respects you because you do business well, man. You'll get very far with a good business sense in dancehall.
Nice. All right. Okay. So, we got to jump forward, and I know you mentioned Diplo, and I've known about him since
The BlackBerry commercial.
No, man, dog. The holler board, low budget,
Shout out to
holler,
BlackBerry.
Holotronics back in the day. Yeah, he before, you know, he was in like Baltimore and Philly, kind of like dance stuff, but there was always some kind of a Miami bass element to like his like Brazilian stuff he would do. There would still be some kind of Miami bass element there, and then also there was always a reggae element. So I knew that was of interest to him. So yeah, I did see him connect with a lot of like reggae DJs. And when was the first time you guys interacted?
Oh man, Bob Marley Fest 2000, and okay, I've been with Major Lazer for 10 years, so maybe that was whatever that math is, man. But like 2 years before that, yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey, cool. And so basically, when Major Lazer started, it was Diplo and Switch.
Correct.
And what I was going to ask you is, so Switch ended up leaving because he wanted to focus on more production, didn't want to be traveling around the world going crazy or whatever. So when it was finally time for, I think Jillionaire probably took over Switch's part, right?
Correct.
And then when it was time for you to come on, did you have any? Had you already been traveling like that, or were you ready to wild out? Or?
That is correct. Black Chinese was the biggest sound system in the world.
Yeah,
you went to Black Chinese for dancehall. It was that. So I was already doing probably like 250 shows a year. And when I joined Major Lazer, I was probably doing like 300 shows a year. So, but yeah, with Black China, I was easy. Me and Willie Chin easily traveled the world. 4 shows a week. At least every week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes doing like 2-3 shows a day. We would do like maybe Dusseldorf in the day and then Wuppertal at night kind of thing, and maybe Frankfurt as well, 3 shows in a day. Yeah, it got crazy.
Yeah. So, and we were talking about beforehand, like before we started, that people might think that is like tour life is just like what you might see on like movies, like with hair metal days, or people are like throwing stuff out of windows and like smashing like 15 girls at night and everything else. What's an average day for a touring DJ before Major Lazer and currently during Major Lazer? What do you usually do?
I think that a lot of people do have some kind of preconceived notion of what tour life is. So I hope I don't disappoint and deflate that by telling the truth that it's nothing like that. I'd like for you guys to continue to think that we live like a really crazy or ruckus life, but we do not. Traveling is a big part of it. So you're spending 9-10 hours on a flight. Jet lag is a big part of it. You have to learn how to get grounded. Healthy eating is a part of it if you want to sustain to be able to do the shows. Yes, there are some DJs that do drugs and surround themselves with those kinds of people. I've been very blessed to only see that a few times on this journey. Black Chinese, none of that happened, of course. We're Jamaicans. That's not a part of our world. And with Major Lazer, I did see it. And we did at one time do little things like have drinks and things like that. And then we realized that those things were magnets to people that we don't really see any value in and want to be associated with. And so we took alcohol off the rider. And then eventually we started taking our health serious. Like we used to eat pizza after show and stuff like that. We stopped doing that. Then when we started doing tours with tour buses, man, that was the healthiest we've ever been. When we took cheese off the tour bus, because everybody was saying that the cheese was giving them bad dreams. Yeah. But yeah, we did a lot of things that I think lead to why we're still here today.
Right. All right. Well, how about, so you kind of got it mastered now, but how about a time when you maybe missed a flight because maybe this was before you were regimented, you know what I mean, and didn't know what you're doing. What's a horror story that you had on tour?
Man, I've been so blessed, man. Yeah. Like I said, if I've done maybe, let's just average it to 200 shows a year for the last 20 years, I've probably missed 4 flights the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. Damn.
That is crazy, man.
Again,
beautiful.
Thankfully, I'm surrounded by people that take this serious. And I know a lot of females, especially, they're the ones that think we just out there wilding. We take this serious. And especially, I want to say this again, man. If you come where I'm from, a third world country where nobody don't have nothing, and then you move to a place like Carroll City where nobody don't have nothing, and then all of a sudden you have an opportunity to make a lot of money, man, you got to be a real asshole to fuck that up. Yeah. And I would never fuck that up. I can't look at my mom and know that, my mom used to hitchhike to work every day. She used to work at FP&L. And I remember seeing her every morning go out on 183rd Street and do this and stick her fucking thumb out. And a strange man would pick her up and take her to a point, and then she would get out that car and do that again. And FPL is down south, you know, that's in Doral. My mom did that every single day. She worked 16 hours. Well, didn't work 16 hours, but it took her 16 hours to get to work and back home. I can't disrespect, you know, and go do something stupid. So, you know, I took it very serious. Both my sisters had kids at 14. You know what I'm saying? My older sister just died the other day. She drowned. My older sister was heavy into the crack because that was her era. You know what I'm saying? My dad molested her and was a molester his whole life. My dad molested tons of people. You know what I'm saying? And all of those people were still a part of my life, and they were affected by what my dad did. So here I am with a chance to get a lot of money and see if I can do some healing, because it does take money to do some stuff. And I just wasn't going to fuck that up, man. And so, you know, you're never going to see a case of me in some news where it's like someone's accusing me of something or something. It's never going to happen. Right. Because I got too much people depending on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my life has always been, you know, my life is a dark life, man. I've been able to do a lot. As Mos Def said, you know, I'm just a simple man, you know what I'm saying, doing the best I can with what it is I have. And I had nothing to do this with, and I've been able to do a lot out of that nothing. And you know, I've put myself in the proximity of people who were on their way to greatness so that I could also be on my way to greatness with them. Super Dupes was the first one. Diplo was the second one, you know. And as they say, success is always going to be preparation meets opportunity. And you have no opportunity if you're not prepared. And then that preparation puts you in proximity of the opportunity. It's just a simple math equation that works for anybody. It worked for me. Mm-hmm. So I was able to get in the proximity of a Diplo for him to be like, yo, man, you want to do a couple shows? I said, hell yeah. And it was just me and him after that. 10 years now, we still doing it.
Right.
Are you more on the production arrangement side?
I got all of that from Diplo, man. Shout out to Dupes still, but Dupes was just learning. We had a program called Acid back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
what you did the remix
Acid was the OG, and Soundforge. Those were like the two programs. Acid, I believe, is more similar to Ableton.
Mm-hmm.
So I find myself easiest on Ableton, but I rode that Acid wave way into Major Lazer. I was still using Acid. Like, if you look back to the early Major Lazer mixtapes, I did all of those on Acid. You know what I'm saying? And so when Wes was like, yo, man, you know, you're doing mixtapes. So Black Chinese was known for mixtapes. That's what I'm trying to say. We were known for mixtapes. So I was really good at mixtapes. And when he was like, yo, you should do production as well, that's when I got into it. So shout out to Wes for helping me cross over into, you know, and evolve into the next stage of this music. All
right. Couple things real quick. Sorry to hear that about your sister, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to her.
Second off, we do a callback here sometimes, like in comedy. You call back to earlier. You talked about traveling, man. Mos Def. That was DJ Honda. That was the first place I ever had my mixtape. Was in the DJ Honda store on Lafayette Street in New York City. So
shout out to DJ Honda. All his beats was fire.
Yeah, man.
So much heat.
And and then Dex, do you have a question? I know you're sitting over there, man. I know your mind's
cooked up.
You got it,
man. I like this, man. I like this. I almost feel like it's a young grasshopper here.
He's taking a lot in right now. Because trust me, you talk about people not being able to be affected by people around him. That's not one of them over there. He's definitely affected. I don't think he would be making it through day one of one of your tour schedules. But go ahead, ask him a question, Dex.
I'm listening, man. I'm just listening. No. I'm just taking it all in. I appreciate hearing it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you know, I DJed for a long time, but I started, you know, after the vinyl part. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting to hear, and it's something that I mean, I know I've played on vinyl before. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm a laptop USB guy. You know what I mean?
But he's telling you you gotta get your health together, man. You gotta do
my health is. I mean, a lot of things. Dex. I'm not as unhealthy as you guys think I am. You know,
be eating wild, man. Me too. I shouldn't be talking.
No, but you guys, a lot of people think that I'm like unhealthy, and it's like they see this, and then I'm out partying. But a lot of times I'm actually asleep, man. I'm sleeping. I'm resting. Every time everyone thinks I'm out and I'm partying, I'm out. I'm up every day at 6-7 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? And I work in the nightlife here, but it's like I'm not doing what everybody thinks I'm doing.
I have a question about that. Walshy, it's like, so obviously now being in Major Lazer and everything else, you're in the spotlight. It's not like DJs of the past where you're in front dark lights every night. People don't got to see your face unless you're putting an album out. Then you got to do a photo shoot. Then you have makeup on. But you got to keep yourself looking young, man. When do you actually have time to sleep? Because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of time to actually sleep.
Yeah, I would say I battle with that. Again, you know, I'm really probably the only person in my family that's made any real impactful success, and so I do see a burden, and so I feel like if I sleep, I'm not doing everything I can to alleviate something from some other people, and so I do battle with that. But I do my best, and I think that the universe knows my intention, and it knows that I'm doing my best, and so if I can get 4 or 5 hours a day, I believe the universe gives me as much deepness in that sleep as I would get maybe with an 8 hour.
About resting in transit.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
Like
so resting in transit to me is almost, sometimes I feel worse sometimes. There's something about sleeping on an object moving at high rates of speed that I don't think is healthy. But I do it. But I don't love to do it. You know, I want to be still and grounded. So yeah, I battle with that. I do.
Yeah, I'm like a narcoleptic, man. I just pass out everywhere.
Yeah, we know why. It had to do with the first part of that word, narco. But so
no, it does not. Yo,
sorry, man.
First of all, you're wrong, because anybody that's involved with narco probably can't sleep.
They sleep after like the sixth day. You know, like,
I don't not that. Yo, why do you keep thinking that? I sleep every single day.
All right, we're joking. Walshy, he doesn't do any of that stuff. He doesn't have the Colombian flu or anything like that. It's all good, dude. So I think that's been like the kind of the proven method for very successful people is maybe like 4 to 5 hours. That's what you say, because you still get what you need, but you're still able to accomplish a lot of things in a 24-hour period. So I think you're onto something there with that. So Major Lazer, eventually they added some dancers. Was that right before you, or that was during when they added the dancers?
Yeah, before me, it was. They always had dancers. Remember, Scared Boy was a dancer.
Oh yeah, Scared. Yeah, correct.
And then what's her name from DC? Oh man, I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name. She's like the OG Major Lazer dancer.
The one that was dressed as like a mummy in the.
No, those were our two girls in England.
Oh, okay.
OD and I can't remember the other girl's name. They're also OG though.
Yeah.
OD, that other girl. Man, I'm so sorry about this.
Trinidad?
No, the girl, she's Jamaican, but OD was African and the other girl was Jamaican as well. But they were very much there before me. They were the OGs. And then when I joined, we went downtown to I can't remember the name of the club in Manhattan. But we went downtown because downtown at that time still had like a CD scene and was very much like underground everything. Every music was underground. Everything was happening underground. And that's where we found Mella Murda. Shout out to Mella Murda. And then Mella suggested another girl, Lafayette, who's Haitian.
Yeah.
And Lafayette and Mella were the ones that really and truly launched Major Lazer to the world. They did it all. They went through it all. Like back when we were still doing a very hardcore dancehall kind of thing, they were the ones to like pick the guy out the crowd. They would strip him naked, lay him down on the floor, pour champagne all over his body, get up on the turntables, jump off, you know what I'm saying, smash his face, and you know what I'm saying, and then throw him back into the crowd naked. And we did that every show. And it was Lafayette and Mella Murda that really did that. You know what I'm saying? I
remember them, yeah.
That's before social media era.
Well, no, it was kind of, I'd say 2010, 2000.
This is they were there up until about 14. So yeah, they had a good couple of years where it was just like, yo, nobody knew this was happening. Yeah, you had to be there and you had to live it. Your BlackBerry pictures were sucked. You know what I'm saying? So it was like
old BBM.
You know what I'm saying? So you was really living it and telling the story. And I think that there was maybe some kind of social networks where people were very vocal, like, yo, you got to see the show. The show is crazy. But you know, we started to see the swell of our show get bigger and bigger, the wave get bigger and bigger as Pon de Floor just began to sweep North America and then eventually sweep Europe. So in Australia. So shout out to Mella Murda and Lafayette, man. Real OGs, man.
Right. And then you guys actually added the team of dancers, I guess,
right.
the people that are still with you dancers guys till today, right?
Yeah, man. Fatima. Shout out to Fatima. In case you guys don't know who Fatima is, she's probably the most famous choreographer in the world. She was the choreographer for Michael Jackson's Remember the Time and Smooth Criminal. I lived with Fatima in LA, and so it was just crazy, you know, seeing Michael Jackson stuff everywhere. I also met Michael Jackson, guys, by the way. Just so everybody knows.
Nice.
That's really dope.
Yeah,
That's
I met
really
Michael
dope.
Jackson, man. He came to my store. I was working at Diesel in Everton Mall, and he came through, you know, saying, dapped the young boy up and said, "I want this," and walked out.
And
you know what I'm saying?
That's wow.
He invited you to Wonderland. Yeah, fuck with you. How was that? It was just brief.
Nah, it was dope. It was dope, man. He was very, very nice, and it was super brief. But Fatima was like, "Yo, we gonna have an actual what's it called, casting," and we had never done that before. We were just going to the spots and seeing who the raw energy was, and being like, "Yo, you know you." But she did an actual casting, and we were for it. And she picked, I believe, the best dancers in the world. I think we got the 4 best dancers in the world. And I always want to say Chris Brown, man.
Chris Brown is...
Yo, Justin Bieber, what's up? Y'all got dancers? I mean,
You want to battle?
I don't hear nothing from them.
You want to do a versus or?
I know that when they interview y'all, don't nobody ask you about your dancers.
Right.
Damn.
Wow.
I mean, is that something we need to put on a big stage?
Versus
Major Lazer dancers versus
Versus
who
at-
the fuck
Yo,
ever?
Thomas,
at the
set
23
it up,
Club, we
Thomas.
got 2 stages, man.
We ain't playing out here, man.
Thomas
Major
from
Lazer dancers
Versus,
will
set it
fuck
up.
everybody up. That's a
Really?
fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Seeing the girls change different
Costumes.
and then also every song has a different choreography, so you have to memorize that.
Helen, that's one of the dancers, right?
Yeah, man. Ethiopian Helen.
Yeah, Helen.
Yeah, I know that's the one we're all in love with. I'm sure. Yeah.
She's
Helen's
super
a
dope.
beauty.
Super dope. Such a
How
great
is
dancer.
that? So the question I was going to ask you is like, are dancers off limits? I mean, the way you've talked to us so far, Walshy, everything's off limits. You're not messing around with anybody or anything. But I mean,
Just
even
you answered your question.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
You don't
cool.
fuck the money up.
It's all
No.
business.
Right.
man. It's nice
I mean,
to look at,
even
carry
being in
on.
close quarters with people, you start to grow fond of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At traveling city to city, it's never anything like that. You know what I mean?
You don't fuck the money up, man.
Okay.
You'd be an idiot to do that.
True.
Exactly.
You can't have dancers like Helen,
Yeah.
who everyone agrees is really that chick. She's the most amazing dancer in the industry. Respect her, man. Respect her. You don't begin to look at her as somebody that you should do some dumb shit with. You looking at her going, yo, we're gonna make a lot of money together.
Yep.
Do you think that affects Helen? Like, if everyone's like, damn, she's so good, I can't fuck with her. So Helen's lonely deep down inside.
Dude, I guarantee she's not lonely.
I guarantee she's not.
She probably doesn't want. She probably doesn't want half of these DJs.
I had a point in my life where I had to stop being so damn talented because everyone's like, damn, you're talented. I don't want to fuck this up with you. So I had to dumb it down. You got to be stupid sometimes if they fuck with you. Because if you're too good, they be like, damn, this dude's a checkbook right here. I can't fuck this up.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I disagree with that. And so, I get it. It's a joke, but you always want to elevate because somebody is up there waiting for somebody to be a whole person for them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Again, preparation, meets opportunity.
Walshy's so zen,
you just keep working up.
When, goddammit.
So positive.
Jesus.
I win. That's the answer. That's the answer we all want to know. It's like, how much?
He's still
longer?
waiting. He ain't got hair no more.
I've been waiting. Yeah.
But I do want.
Dex almost doesn't have hair.
First of all, shout out to
Jerry
him.
curls you got.
I got the shampoo, the biotin gummies, and the little dropper I put in my hair twice a day. You know what I'm saying? I'm
gummies.
fighting.
It's
right
hanging on for dear life, but it's still there. Good job.
Probably some
Dex.
shit I should not be putting on my head.
It's
It's
the
probably.
dreads, bro. You got dyed them.
Oh, I cut my dreads, man.
Yeah, it kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, but again, I want to put a lot of respect on the dancer's name, man. They're very, very serious with their craft.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to small it up to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's up with you and the dancers? Like, I don't want it to even get into that kind of like, I don't want to leave it in that kind of like mind frame, man. Just imagine like they're just as important as us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they deserve that same respect. So shout out to them for sure.
And you have to ever be a big brother on tour and people are wilding out, or they?
Nah, man.
No?
Why, it's all about proximity, man. You gonna put people in your circle that would wild out? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
What kind of money are y'all talking about? We talking about major money, right? So once you start doing O2 Arena and you selling out stadiums, and we've been blessed to do that, who would we put around us that would fuck that up?
True.
I don't know the guy.
I mean, that's just
I don't know the
logic.
If I
guy.
make your numbers, I'm no longer drinking.
Obviously.
Yeah. Drinking is not drinking is easy, man. it's not hard once you've surrounded yourself around people who are just like, yo, we are all going to win. That's the goal. We produce music that's amazing, and now we're going to perform it and have an amazing performance, and nothing else is discussed, bro. Yep. Everybody wakes up with that mission, and it feels great being a part of that kind of a team. And so, again, I say proximity to everybody out there. Put yourself in the proximity of people who are just as amazing as you are, if you are amazing. If you're a fuck up, I guarantee you will magnetically pull other fuck ups to you, and then time will fly and you'll wonder, yo, what the fuck just happened? I'm 30 something years old now and I have nothing to show for nothing because I never took shit serious. And I never attracted the energy of other people that take shit serious because I didn't take shit serious, And so shout out to everybody out there that understood that earlier, sooner than later. I'm one of those people that was very blessed. Not that I never made mistakes, but I was very blessed to have a certain level of weight on my shoulders, which allowed me to take life way more serious than other people did at a very early age. My dad had 12 kids. Damn. And so when I look at like how many people were in my household in Carroll City and how many people were all trying to figure it out, me being the second to last child, I saw myself as an older brother to a lot of people once I got the chance to be. And so, that pressure did create a diamond in my situation, but everybody's got another situation, and I hope that they can look at the things in life and say, man, time is flying. The fuck am I doing out here?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think one thing we've learned from this conversation is that, Dex, you're out of here after this. We need to focus on people that have the same mission, and they don't veer from the path. They know the assignment.
Man, I have so much work to do.
Yeah, for real.
I have so much work to do.
Thank you for that.
I'm very focused. I'm very focused, but it just makes me want to.
Yo, Dex got up and got offset right now, man. I probably would. I just laughed the rest of the show, man.
I just,
All right.
Well, rum and bass, by the way.
Yeah, what about rum and bass? JD, are you looking at my notes? Are you looking at my notes?
My question was...
You're jumping ahead of my notes and you want to jump right in there? Go ahead.
There's a DJ that came by, we were working at the 23 Club, preparing for that whole launch, and a DJ came by to visit, local Iron Lion, and I was talking to him. Iron Lion. I was talking to Iron Lion earlier, and, we were talking about the fact that he hasn't drank in so long, right? Because, whatever it is, but, he's sober. And we were talking about how, like, there's DJs that... they get booked now at some of these clubs, and it's like, oh yeah, because this DJ can bring in these tables to this table, and it's like sometimes I prioritize, what a DJ brings to the table rather than the technical aspect that goes to actually. Yeah,
no, the game has definitely shifted. I think being a good DJ is probably low totem pole now.
Right. Yeah. For me, I feel like it's everything. And it's interesting because I was saying to him, I said, well, Jeff, I was like, yo, you don't drink. You know what I mean? Like, you don't drink. So when are you fraternizing at tables with people that just want to pop bottles and buy bottles? So like, you probably, you're so focused on the music and just being so consistent, which, by the way, everyone agrees, like, when it comes to consistency, in Miami, that guy's one of the most, like, he doesn't have a bad set. He's just consistent because, he's so focused.
Great DJ.
He's like, yo, I need just every time it's just consistency, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, he doesn't drink. And it's like, because he's not drinking, he's not fraternizing amongst those people. Right. So it's like, it was just an interesting conversation. So to hear you say like, oh, drinking is something that's been X'd out, in my trajectory, in my career. And it's like, and then yet you go into these arenas, right, where you have to play for these people and play for these parties, and the people are clearly hammered, at these events. But like the person so that's
just to jump in right there, man, we were probably the first, not first, but we were probably the only one in that EDM era that were constantly saying on the mic, put your hands in the air if you ain't have a drink today. Put your hands in the air if you didn't pop no pills.
Herbs, baby.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely pro ganja.
No weed, man. No weed. Anybody else here? No weed. Okay.
But if you are enjoying yourself without any drugs, make some noise. We did that throughout the show every time, to the point where the culture, and I mean the culture is what causes the damage, right? But we can change the culture, just like how women are being attacked by guys. You know what I'm saying? Left and right. You know, rest in peace to Maya Marcano. Rest in peace to so many people that have just been randomly attacked by a guy. You can watch on the news every single day. Some female is just trying to go home, walk into her apartment door or walking into a building, and some dude is running after her to try to rob or rape her. That's a cultural thing. And we as men have to change that, right? And so same thing with the EDM music, you know, drugs became a cultural part of it. And so we were one of the groups that were like, it doesn't have to be like this. Right. And so for everybody out there that's teetering on this, or you're feeling a little pressure and you're like, man, I wish somebody would say this shit is whack. We over here saying, yo, that shit's whack. And we're saying it at a festival where there's other stages of people that's not saying anything. But we're going to say that shit's whack. And eventually y'all going to say it's whack, and we're going to be loud enough to where everybody's going to be like, man, I don't want to be that girl passed out on the floor. I paid my money. I want to enjoy the show. So you end up changing the culture of something. And there's lots of things that we need to change the culture of. But, you know, all of those things, man, are just a part of doing your best in what you're doing. And I think that I've been very blessed to be surrounded again by people who just give a fuck. We care about the patron, we care about the music, we care about the environment, we want everybody to be safe, we want everybody to be their best. I used to spend hours after a show, obviously before COVID, you know what I'm saying, just talking. I just go out into the crowd, it'd be 6,000 people, it'd just be me and them, you know what I'm saying, taking thousands of selfies. And you know what I'm saying, and talking and seeing them cry and da-da-da and hugging them. And you know, we had a song called Get Free that probably is one of the most prolific songs we've ever done. Easily my favorite song from Major Lazer. And when that song was a big song, man, you'd be looking in the crowd and you just see tears. And you're like, okay, we have the ability to make a difference. So we know that now. What's the change we want to make? And we've been consistent with that, man. You know, if there's ever an issue out in the world, we're the first ones to do a benefit concert. We did that benefit concert at Mana after Puerto Rico had that hurricane. We raised $800,000, man. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. And so, and we've tried to do stuff for Haiti, but every single time, the hardest part is always getting the who's going to bring the funding down and actually disperse it. Yeah,
JD, what's the reasoning for that, JD?
I can't really say much about that, man.
It happens all over. We're not singling out Haiti.
I just on his side about it, but that track you did with Michael Bruin and DJ Polo,
shout out to Michael Bruin,
fire track.
Yeah, but my guy.
You guys did.
Well, I feel like this is a setup against the dark skin guy, because now I just realized that there's always drinks being poured on the show, and I'm the only one with a happy dad right now. Y'all must have known that Walshy was coming here. He was so goddamn righteous. And how come I don't see a drink in neither one of you guys?
Nah, he offered me a drink when I got here.
Y'all set me up.
We only drink water. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, we only drink water.
Yeah, I might go sober soon again.
Yeah, sober life is a great life, man. And you know, we don't count.
It's a great life.
We don't count how destructive alcohol has been, and that doesn't mean don't have a drink. I have a drink. Like, I'm not sober, like I don't drink. But we do understand that the amount of people that didn't have to die from something like a drunk driving accident. Oof. I know maybe 4 people I can think of right now that have died in a car accident, drunk driving, as well as how much bad decisions have been made while drinking. You know, how many fights, how many rapes,
crazy,
how many of these things happen because somebody just did a little bit too much of something. Those to me are the drugs. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, mushrooms and ayahuasca and those things, you know, are all about the setting and the mood, and you take them and you get into your own inner self. And I think that's we need to make a clear distinction on that. So shout out to Wes doing his mushrooms.
Yeah. And speaking of drinking and fighting, you know, as a testimony as myself, after Halloween, no more Hennessy.
Yeah, dark liquor got me in trouble, man.
Not like a physical fight, you know. It's like
you gotta fight with a girl. You know,
tension, altercations and stuff. Yeah, Hennessy is just
yeah. And I mean, I don't want to fuck up any sponsorship y'all have. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to say
11 vodka.
You know, I do want to say, you know, drink responsibly.
Absolutely,
you know, that's the key, right?
Absolutely.
Is to really take that shit serious and not have it just be a tagline.
There's a football player today. He was in a drunk driving accident. He's facing 20 years now.
Yeah.
because he killed somebody like last night or something.
Way too much. See, that's what I'm saying.
Drunk driving.
He wasn't in the proximity of other people,
right,
who would say you can't drive,
right,
and therefore,
right,
that's where the mistake is made. Surround yourself.
Crazy.
Surround yourself. They're out here, and if you guys need someone, I'm here.
Oh man, thank you. I think that football player probably needed somebody bigger than him that could like knock him out if he needs to. Because usually he's probably the most the biggest dude in the room. He's gonna do whatever he wants. So you always need somebody that can knock you down if you overstep your bounds.
I don't know about that, but definitely I think when you have a trusted person that can just say to you, yo, give me the keys, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my cousin Sean Taylor. He used to play for the Washington Redskins. I don't know if you guys remember that story.
My big idol, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And so he's Jamaican, he's a cousin of mine, and just a bad decision of inviting people he did not know to a house, to his personal house. Cost him his life. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're surrounded by people who don't allow you to make these bad decisions, and that's key. Proximity. Be in the proximity of people who have sense, who have goals, and who work hard, man. And you there's literally nothing you can't do with that kind of team mentality.
All right, well,
I just think the more.
What's up, JD? What do you think? Go ahead.
You killed my mood, though.
Great, because I was gonna say. Because
I was gonna give my moral of the story.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Hit him with it, man. Like,
you should have seen JD's face just now,
bro. You keep doing this. I think I'll take 2 breaks off this shit.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you take 2 breaks.
I'm a human being, bro.
You take 2 breaks.
I'm a human being.
Go ahead, man. Round it up. Give your sentiment.
Moral of the Sean Taylor story: you give someone a finger, they take the whole fucking hand. Stop giving.
You know what's so crazy that you say that
just now? That's what happened with him. He would welcome a bunch of people over his house.
That's a fact.
He was good as hell to them. And sadly, I knew some of these gentlemen, you know. People don't know that. My 8th grade year, I was in correctional opportunity school. And those kids were in the same class as me. So it does hurt, you know. Yeah, it does. And I actually know his father real well.
I cannot believe you just said that just now, because I haven't heard that saying in years. And last night, my buddy called me complaining that he took a lady out to dinner. He spent a lot of money on her and took her to Carbone and all this other stuff.
Oh, hell no.
And then asked for her to hang out. And she said, no, I have to go to work. And then he went on her Instagram and she was at the Dead Mouse Festival. And then in the background, he said, I give you a finger, I'm taking your arm. That's what he told me. I haven't heard anyone touching say
this.
That.
Yo, that sounds crazy.
I'm leaving this alone.
Basically,
I cannot believe that. No, but I'm just saying, I just never heard. I haven't heard that saying. Like I'm talking like ever. And then I hear it yesterday. Someone says that. I'm like, bro, relax. It's not that big of a deal.
Actually,
and then
let's
you
talk
come
about
and
this.
say that.
Actually, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, man. Shout out to that girl. Yeah. Shout out to that girl.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to that girl, man.
I mean,
live your life.
Exactly.
Live your life. Your boy, he definitely, hopefully learned. Cause we all got to go through it.
You got to go through it. You got to be burned, man.
So sometimes you just see it. All right, easy.
You gotta be. Listen, this is
these women.
You gotta be able to.
a righteous episode, JD.
You gotta be able.
This
This the one, man. You gotta be able to gauge energy, and it sounds like he just read the room wrong.
He read it.
What I'm saying, and hopefully he'll be be able to do.
Listen, you learn from those experiences. You got to get burnt and rise from the ashes.
But let me ask you something real quick, Walshy, because you're a South Florida native. You've seen women come and go around this area. I'm just kind of learning the whole landscape, and I'm understanding different mentalities. How are you able to navigate this world? Do you end up dating people not from this area, or do you like people from around here?
So I really work hard, man.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of new music coming out, and I really focus on that, man. And so shout out to everyone that's a hard worker and money, and
he's got the fair taste,
and dealing with the issues that really matter in life are what you focus on.
Well, how long did it take you to understand that career and everything is more important than getting your feelings hurt by some of these women? How long did that take you? Because you're like you said, proximity. You're in proximity of some of the most beautiful women in the world. I'm sure when you're on tour. This is interesting to me. How long did it take you to figure that out, Walsh?
Oh man, I don't know, but I will say, shout out to all of those women, and shout out to everybody who understands the value of a beautiful woman and how to hopefully incorporate that into their business, because most of these beautiful women also have a talent. They also have a skill. And so, shout out to the hardworking women that look good and can actually, bring a lot to a business and make a lot of money.
And I'm going to say this. Those responses are definitely the responses of someone that's been very successful in the spotlight for a long time, because you are not going to catch this man off guard.
I know.
That's great. And I think like that is smart. Like, I mean, I believe everything you say.
I want you to know also, man.
But that is like, it's just such education.
I've done thousands of interviews, and I realized, not that you guys would do it, but I realized clickbait is one of the most annoying parts of this industry. So you get asked questions so that they become a headline, or the people who take a 30-second or a minute clip run with that. And I want to make sure that I've trained myself way better than Wes, that's for sure.
He doesn't like he talks super much,
good on how to answer questions so that you get the best of me in an interview. So hopefully somebody out there has watched this interview and has been affected positively by it, and hopefully somebody out there will actually make a life change or a surroundings change, because proximity is what matters. Put yourself next to the people who are really winning.
This is great.
Do you believe JD says he's learning from this and he's looking at his phone?
I said I was learning from it.
Oh, that was you.
I've always learned from Walshy.
I'm learning from it.
Shout out. Now we speak all the time. We reason all the time. He comes to rum and bass all the time.
Okay, let's talk about rum and bass. The alcohol that we do, like rum. I guess because
energy never died from that party. So let me give you flowers about it.
6 years.
6 years going, huh? Mm-hmm. And that was something that you started in Miami, or did you start at different cities that you were touring?
In Miami, at Coyle. It started right there, and it's been going 6 years strong. But we have taken it all over the world.
Yeah. What do you think is the most important thing about promoting your own party? Having to go back to that, like, what do you have to personally do to make your party a success?
Okay, so like I just imagine like a DJ Khaled, if he had his own weekly party, it'd be his personality that you came there for. I think that's what makes a successful weekly or a successful international party. You, the personality of you, the brand of you. Definitely, I've been blessed to be able to grab other people who had great personalities, put them on the team, and then let them go do the party by themselves without me having to be there, and it still be a success. But for sure, the origins of it are you. People came to see you. Why do they like you? I've seen you DJ a few times, but I've never really seen you get on the microphone and really like go like personality, like I'm about to really like talk over every song and be a personal, and y'all gonna see my personality. Now that I'm having this conversation with you, I would say that you probably would be doing yourself a disservice by not doing that. Your humor, your delivery, the way that your what's it called, your tempo of your conversation. Just imagine that over a beat. You'd be able to grow an event that people would be like, yo, we came here to hear him because he's going to do something that's so personable and so unique, and it'll be an experience. And I think that's what happens when you see successful brands go out in the world.
Thank you for saying that. You're very sarcastic.
He speaks with his cuts and his scratches.
No, I do. I came up under DJ AM. I came under that era where you're not allowed to speak at like One Oak and 10 June and all these places. Right. Feel me? Like, but yeah, I listen, Walsh, you haven't seen me because nobody comes to my events, and I do a full stand-up comedy show when nobody's out there because I'm like, am I playing to myself? That's what I do. But maybe you should come to one of those, man. You might like it. What's up, Dex?
What about the DJs that they only talk to transition? Like, I never heard them do a cut or a drop.
I'm not.
If you're making more money than your ex, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, next song drops. They're there. I mean, we could talk about that all day. But shout out to the DJs that really, I don't think that DJ actually would be able to launch a brand, right? Because there's nothing really unique there. Nothing that says, man, you can only say everybody over 25, every night for so long. So, when I begin to do like at Rum and Bass, I do things like, oh yeah, this is really, really tall Haitian girl with a big gold afro, and she's tall, man. She's like 6'2".
Is she a regular there?
Regular.
Yeah, I know who you're speaking of. Yeah.
So you pick out people in the crowd
every time she walks in. The first time she walked in, I stopped the music. Now, mind you, stopping the music is why you came to Rum and Bass. You came to Rum and Bass for me to stop the music and talk a lot of shit. You're now doing this with your hands and going, man, this is what we came for. We can hear the music anywhere.
Right.
We came to see him say something crazily funny or inspirational. We do a lot of inspirational speaking on a party.
That's interesting.
I probably think I have the only party that's like a lot of inspiration. But first time she walked in, you could tell she was in her corner, being very in the dark and shadows, discreet. But her height was, you could not see her, and she had an afro. And I just remember being like, everybody, please put your cell phone light on that girl right there. And she wanted to run away, man. She was like, damn it. Because what would most DJs do? Clown her, right? They would do something like ask her to come up front and dance, because everybody knows if you're white, if you're big, if you have some kind of handicap, you're an easy joke, right? So you get up there and you dance and they're like, go white guy, go. Place goes crazy, right? So easy. Anyone can do it. So now the light's on her. She's probably thinking like, oh, he's gonna play Dirty Wine and make me do something stupid, right? And I'm like, nah, could you please, everybody just shine a light on her. I said, no, I want her to step a little bit forward. Please. And the people are pushing her. She's like, oh man. And I say, guys, everybody, tell me if I'm wrong. Is she not the most beautiful person in the club right now? Man, do y'all understand what that does to a room?
It does. It lights it up.
Everybody takes a second to understand what I just said because they weren't expecting it. And then they internalize it. And then they look at her. And then they go, man, he's actually right, though.
Take point is she might stick around for the end of your set.
So I will say again, she's a regular. She decided to support every Tuesday,
yeah.
And that's what I would like. I like the support.
I've got.
Yeah, I like the support.
What'd you support? I mean, when you give someone compliments,
free game.
That's free game.
Because we're not trying to have her wait at the end of the night for any other reason, but to have a great conversation and say, yo, thank you so much for coming out and supporting. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that media training is good.
Yeah,
but we definitely.
Ladies, if you want to come to any party, I promise I will tell you you're the most beautiful girl in the room every single time. Just come out, please. That's all I'm asking. Just come on out. Please.
Anybody? Hello.
Is this thing on? You know what I mean?
It's a unique night, man.
Yeah,
it's a unique night.
It's really a dope party. Tuesdays, Koyo Taco in Miami. If you're from out of town, I suggest you go.
Also, I do a thing called on Mondays called Heat Hunters. It's a TV show I do on Twitch. It's a very funny show.
Oh, I have it in the notes right here. I wanted to talk about that.
It's hilarious, shout out to DJ Tony
here's the
Blackout.
thing. When Mad Decent TV started on Twitch, right?
It was big.
Yeah, super big. I was doing something kind of similar to what you were doing, Walshy. I was doing a Beavis and Butthead kind of like video review thing, and I sent it to Jasper, and never got no response. Next thing I know, Walshy is on there.
That's crazy.
He's on there doing Heat Hunters
Mondays on.
Who's your What's your partner's name?
DJ Tony Blackout from Boston.
Tony Blackout, and I'm like, it's because I'm white, isn't it? That's what it is, Walshy.
What's crazy is Heat Hunters was actually something that happened before pandemic, right? But it was very like whatever when we want to, but then pandemic, everybody was sitting down and we were like, yo, let's just do this every week. I was already doing shows on Mad Decent's channel, so it just made sense. And we've continued to do it. We're almost like a year and a half in now of just doing this show where we play great music that we think went under the radar, that has a actual music video. And yes, we make a lot of fun of that music video. The jokes are heavy. Heavy. And then usually we do a couple throwback videos every show where the jokes go Optimus Prime. They go Super Saiyan. Last night we did Rockwell, Somebody Watching Me, Ghetto Boys, and we did, of course, Thriller and a bunch of Halloween videos. And I mean, too much jokes in there. Too many.
All right. So that's dope.
Follow at Heat Hunters TV on Instagram for clips of the show.
Heat Hunters TV. And then twitch.tv/Mad Decent, right?
Yeah, we're probably going to move it over to our own channel only because Twitch has definitely not supported music anymore. They've stopped.
Yeah.
And so we find that even Jasper and the guys have just kind of walked away from Twitch completely. So there are times where we need something like on the spot. We're like, yo, we need help with this. And they're all doing their own thing. So we've actually decided to move it to our own channel with love still, you know what I'm saying? But at least we can get our assistance immediately.
Well, speaking of doing your own thing, man, you stepped out and created a monster by Coffee called what?
Toast.
What's the song we're thinking of? Toast. Do you guys know this song? You ever heard of it? Toast. So what exactly was your involvement with that artist and song?
Oh man, I wish I could put this in a 1 minute sentence, but I'll just say shout out to Adija Palmer, who was Mr. Palmer, sorry, who was the first person to discover her for me, and was very like, yo, you need to meet this girl. He brought her over to my house in Kingston, and we sat in the kitchen. She just basically went over her rhymes and things like that, and I just honestly was like, man, this is the most amazing talent I've ever seen in my life. She might have been 17 at the time, 16 maybe 16, but such a great spirit, great soul. And yeah, we just started to make music, and the first song we did was Throne. Shot 2 videos for that. You know how a music video sometimes has 2 videos, like it has the one you shoot, and then all of a sudden somebody comes along and puts money behind it. Mm-hmm. So we have that one, and then we had the major one, and then and then we did Toast after that.
And how did that song exactly blow up? Because people do songs every day that they think they're going to be popping off. Like how does a song actually get like worldwide recognition?
Yeah. So I want to say, man, no lie, there is no formula to this. There's no formula to this, man. You make good music. Of course, you guys still hear a crappy song on the radio because it has a machine, mm-hmm. and you're just like, damn, that song sucks, but it's everywhere. But when you don't have that machine, as I'm an independent, as Major Lazer is independent, you just really got to focus on making timeless, great music. And that was a song that I think I knew had the potential to be great, and I was so glad when it went all the way to a Grammy. Yeah.
What was the first time that you knew this is the one? Like, when did you hear it on like the radio? No, you heard it streaming?
It didn't play on the radio for a while.
Okay.
And it's dancehall, so it's going to be in the streets for a minute before. So basically, Koyo Taco's, my rum and bass party is my my musical playground.
It's like your Atlanta strip club for reggae.
It's my testing ground. Yeah. And so once I saw the boom 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 go off, like the first notes of the song were going off, it was done. I knew it. And I'm talking about, if you guys ever come to Koyo Taco on a Tuesday, rum and bass, I'll pull up a song maybe 12 times.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That was one of those songs, like Meek Mill's Nightmares and Dreams. I'll pull that up like 100 times. There's always these songs that you're just like, yeah, this is the greatest song of the moment. We just gonna play this forever and ever.
Interesting.
That was one of the songs you just kept going boom, 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 and you just saw people like, God damn. And then finally, when the chorus came in, everybody was like, this song is smoking. You know what I'm saying? And then you pull it up. 5th time, they know the words now, and they're like, blessings fall. And you're like, it's a done deal. I've made another hit record. You know what I'm saying? And so you start to see it in these testing grounds. I played tons of new records from other people as well in this little testing ground room. And I know what's going to go off like from that room for sure. All right.
Definitively, there's a lot of like rhythms that sound like that. What is your answer for the one song that you're supposed to transition into Toast with? Where you come from to go into Toast? What is it?
To go into Toast?
Yes.
I say don't do it.
What do? You
do this guy's thing.
You got to stop.
All my single ladies in the house.
Yeah.
You do that thing. You just start.
All right. Well, where do you playing after? If you want a smooth transition after, where do you go?
That's interesting.
I do play Charlie Black.
Party Animal. I feel like it's an older rhythm. Sounds like Toast, like a Bomb Bomb or like something like that.
I wouldn't do that only because Bomb Bomb has an energy, right? So like doom 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 doom. There's an energy there, and that energy is actually like more African. And so I would prefer going to an Afrobeat section with that kind of it's like that kind of like roll that Bomb Bomb has, versus Coffee Toast, where it has a very EDM kind of like dom 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 kind of thing, almost like Show Me Love, Robin S, like that kind of like very
staccato.
Yeah.
What's the BPM of Toast?
It might be
100.
100, yeah.
100?
If I remember correctly.
Did you discover that producer too?
Izzy was brought to me by Ron. And so shout out to Ron and shout out to Izzy. We have a company together called Creative Titans. We've just signed our first artist, Jonasi from Colombia. But yeah, Izzy was always doing this. shout out to Izzy. Izzy's not new to this. I'd be playing songs from Izzy from 2005 that bang.
Is he Jamaican? Is he based?
Yeah, man, Jamaican. Based here. He went to American high school, so Broward. Almost Carroll City.
Broward.
No, that's North Miami. That's a corner of Miami, Miami Lakes. But and shout out to his brother David Lynn. But yeah, Izzy has been doing this. Izzy is preparation put next to Ron with the proximity for the opportunity. And I think I was the opportunity, and we able to make success. It was just like that.
Yo, when you guys do your like separate, the members of Major Lazer do your separate songs, like Diplo does his house stuff or whatever, Ape Drums has, you know, Latin stuff or reggae stuff, and then you have like a banger. Like when somebody like hits off, is there some kind of competitiveness at all? Like that, wow, you got one this time.
Because it goes into the pot, right? So if you and I have a group together and you have a solo hit song and we still have a group together, now we add that song to our group playlist, and we have a group banger now. You know what I'm saying? And so Toast was like my contribution to the group. We ended up doing a seriously dope remix over the Show Me Love beat with Toast, and you know, just added that to the show.
Blessings.
Yeah, it's a yo, please go have a hit. Yo, my man, yo, go make a hit, because we all can add that to the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I tell them that they should be pulling their weight all the
go
time.
Home and make a hit.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Ape Drums definitely doing. I like his sound right now.
Now I gotta do it, man.
So
23.
Yeah, for Ape Drums, like, and integrating him into the group, did you have to kind of like show him the ropes in any kind of way?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He's still a shy guy.
Yeah,
he's still a shy
guy.
I mean, does that matter on tour? You would rather have somebody who's a shy guy than a party animal, right?
No. He's a dope guy. And when I say shy guy, I mean like he's not doing any of the stuff that maybe me and Wes will do. Like we'll get, we used to get into the hamster ball and we'll still stage dive and things like that.
Yeah.
He turns up on stage though. Like don't get it twisted. He turns up. But you could tell that he's much more like, nah, you guys go out there and hurt yourselves.
Who does the majority of the DJing during a show now?
I would say Wes still does.
Yeah,
Wes still does, man. Wes is
good, man.
Wes is
the energy, man.
Wes is just like, he loves this shit, man. So yeah, Wes for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've seen him DJ forever, but just that he's still like, nothing is synced. There's not like a 60-minute long wave that plays and you just pretend that you're transitioning the records like a lot of people do, stuff like that. It's all like in the moment.
Yes, it is.
How about, have you ever had any kind of like hiccups with equipment or anything in front of like a massive stadium of people?
Of course,
people?
man.
Yeah. What do you do?
This is technology, man.
You just wheel it back and talk?
It's bound. Yes, because who's the god of talking?
Okay, there it is.
What y'all need? Y'all need 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I'm your guy.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not even joking with you. This is what preparation does. I'm your guy. You need 20 minutes to go get a generator to bring back into the room to fire everything back up. I got you. I'll be on the microphone making jokes for 20 minutes and nobody will even notice.
Man, that's what happened to me. That's why I stopped using laptops for 2 years, man. I was DJing Wall at Friday, and then my Serato, something just happened, and it was off, and it just I couldn't. My Serato just started
to the USBs
tweak
like that, man. I still think it sucks.
And I switched to USBs for 2 years because I was like, I never again want to deal with that.
I can do it,
but I just went back to the laptop like 6 months ago.
So are you doing like DJing gigs right now? Personally?
And the thing is that every night is a different crowd. I literally tour more than West, more than anybody else, and so tonight I'll be in front of a bunch of people that want to hear something, and I realize it. Thank God I got the laptop.
The Shazam party, bro. That's your parties, bro.
Yeah, I heard.
Energy never dies.
Do you remember a club in New York called Greenhouse and Whip?
No.
We're opening up a club, 23 Club. On the beach, with the guys that did Whip and Greenhouse, okay, with Barry Milano and Phil Lemaire,
Phil, I love you.
Yeah, man.
I didn't mean to ask you like that.
I mean, come on,
but
man.
Back in 2015, 16, I think your doorman tried me, hurt my soul,
definitely
man.
weren't letting you in, but
shout out to Phil, man. Legend.
Okay, so what are you saying, Dex?
Man, I'm the program director, man, for the club, man.
Enough respect to you, man, and enough success to you.
So he's saying you're such a touring guy. Would you ever consider having like a residency somewhere?
Yeah, I have a residency at somewhere nowhere in New York City.
Oh, with Nathan Leone?
Nathan Leone, that's my boy.
Yeah.
I have 2 other offers for New York City residencies, and I have my Every Tuesday here.
Nice.
Right. And of course, Win in Las Vegas residency.
Well, we're doing a Tuesday party that me and Wonder gonna be spending at 23, and we close at 5 a.m. man. So when Rum and Bass is over at 3 o'clock, if you want to shoot over to the beach, you know what I'm saying, and grab the mic.
2, man, not 3. We're in at 2.
Oh, 2? I thought it was 3 o'clock. No,
I don't know.
You know, the thing about Coyo Taco and number 2, which upsets my soul a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. 3 tacos are perfect, and they make you get 2 at a time, man.
Yeah, force them.
They force you to get that 4th taco. You'd be like, damn, like I just want 3 Cameron tacos, but now I gotta get 2 of the type.
Give me some Camarone.
And you got that last 4th taco, man.
Shrimp, man.
You can't get through the 4th one.
I thought you were gonna say after 3 tacos you have to go number 2 all the time.
There's always a homeless guy outside waiting for that 4th.
You know
taco.
what?
I know the exact guy you're speaking of. He's nice. He's nice on playing the milk crates.
The Venezuelan guy.
That guy has.
The Venezuelan guy. He's out there every night.
The 2 tacos, man.
Man, speaking of giving food to the homeless, I remember a quick story. One time I was at Wood. The original Wood, I ordered like 20 lemon pepper wings. And then on my 10th wings, I asked the bouncer, let me step out real quick. I'm going to look for a homeless man. I'm going to give him the wings. I walk all the way to Brick House. I found a homeless man. I hand it to him. He looks at me and he slams it on the floor. He's like, man, don't ever disrespect me like that. She hurt my soul.
That's your story? I thought you were going to tell us a story about when Walshy like helped the homeless for one Thanksgiving or something like that. But that's a story you want to tell?
I'm not gonna.
I'm just saying about giving food to homeless people. Like sometimes it's a win or lose. Like they can appreciate it. They could throw it in your face. They could ask for money. They could ask for drugs.
I'm not gonna lie.
Why you bashing on me? What's up? What you got undercover? Why you hating for?
One of our homegirls. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna put a name out there because it's one of those things where you don't want to recognize. But I never forget we was in Wynwood. And, she asked me, she's like, yo, do you want to just make food and give it out to the homeless? And I was like, sure. So we did this thing on Fridays where she would just come over and she'd buy all this food and stand in my kitchen, just cook it, and make like 20, 30 plates. And we get in the car and we drive through Wynwood. Then we go over that street, under the bridge near 11, like 10th and 11th Street. There's a bridge and they have all these tents. And we go around. Everybody took everything. You'd be like, do you want this? And if they said, no, I'm good. You just drive to the next person. You want this? It's like, yeah, man. You had a bag of forks. And actually, you know what? It feels real gratifying, to go and do something like that.
As long as you don't film it. As long as you don't film it.
No, we didn't. It was never filmed. It was never filmed. And we did it often. It was never filmed. But, I mean, I don't film it because it's a little weird, but then at the same time, maybe some people should because it shows other people that you can go out and do it. I don't know. That's up to you, man.
We had a bunch of topics I wanted to get to, but I know we gotta wrap soon. But this is a real quick one. Maybe you could help us with this, Walshy. Like Elon Musk said, he would give 2% of his net worth, that's like $6 billion, if he could cure world hunger. How much percentage of your net worth, Walshy, would you give to fix a problem in the world? What do you think?
Oh man, what is money, right? So, if my mom needed something, endless money, I would give every dollar I have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, this isn't just such a black and white thing. What is the point of money but to help people? What's the point of it? I have never been like, yo, I'm going to buy a car that is crazy or buy. I've never done any of that. And I've never wanted to or desired to because I wouldn't drive that car feeling like I did the best thing for the world. You know what I'm saying? And so why not? Yeah, let's make some money or let's give some money. Absolutely. What's the point of it, man? If somebody else, I always had a dream that one day I would start a company that would modify cars for handicapped people. And this is when I was in high school. I was always like, man, because in my neighborhood you had a lot of people in wheelchairs, a lot of them in wheelchairs because of diabetes. Carroll City is a food desert. We've just got a smoothie spot, like no lie, I think a year ago or less.
That's crazy.
The first one ever, but it's a food desert, man. Church's chicken, Popeye's chicken, fried chicken wings everywhere. So everybody that's 40, 50 years old, they all have high cholesterol and all have had a heart attack and diabetes. Shout out to Big Will, rest in peace. Great DJ. Died from a heart attack. I mean, I could go down the line of people that I know that have Smiley, died from a heart, another great DJ from Miami. And so I always used to see them and be like, man, I wish there was a way to make life easier for them. And I wish I had a company to modify cars that would just do it. Just like, yo, what you driving? All right, yo, we're going to modify the car so that you can get in, get out and stuff like that. So it's always been in me to be like, man, what I'm going to do with this money, I'll risk my life to make it. I'll sacrifice me, right? So whatever it is that everyone thinks is a joyous life, I don't think is a joyous life. So therefore I must be sacrificing, right? Like, I don't need a private jet, you know, all of that stuff. I'll sacrifice if I can make, you know, my neighborhood and people's life easier. So yeah, of course, I don't see what the point of money is then, you know, if you're not going to do that.
Well, last episode we talked about what is the purpose of life. I said it's to spread the word of Jesus. But besides that, it's also we talked about maybe procreating as beings. Are you a kind of person that wants to spread their seed like a Marley around the world?
Like my dad, you mean?
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering, man. 12 kids. Like, listen, my grandparents, like, they drank a lot and you know, smoked and everything else, and so I never really wanted to do that because, you know, you see stuff like that growing up. Right. Sometimes you veer away from that. Things you see as a kid. So seeing that you had so many siblings. Is that something that you kind of stayed away from?
I think that life is an amazing thing, and I appreciate life, and you know, I live every day with that same appreciation. So you know, what I would probably do as a personal person in my personal life doesn't actually matter, and I support whatever anyone else wants to do in their personal life as well.
All right, dog, you are media trained to a T. That's all I gotta say. Professional DJ and producer, Walshy Fire. What is next for? You talked about you have a lot of new music on the horizon. Is that a group thing, or is that a personal?
Right now, I'm doing personal stuff. Wes is doing personal stuff. Abe's doing personal stuff. I think when we know that festivals are back, hopefully this summer, we'll be dropping some stuff. We are working on an Africa EP right now, but I'm probably going to do like 5 different albums before that. So I'm doing a Florida album,
okay,
like local
with like juke music and stuff like that.
Local as hell,
okay,
right? I'm going to do a dancehall album. I'm going to do a I love this, man, this mantra talk right here. Yes, you need to do it, right? Just like speak it into the universe, like as you know it's going to happen.
Give yourself accountability. Go ahead.
I'm going to do an album with a co-album with Ricky Blaze, which is going to be like a dancehall hip hop album. Yeah. Ricky Blaze is the guy who did Egyptian, Hold You, and some, you know, Bad Man Forward, Bad Man Pull Up, and them kind of songs. I want to do a UK garage and drum and bass album, which I have finished. And then I want to do a Bang album, which is the album I did a couple of years ago, which is Afrobeats meets the Caribbean. So
I love that album, by the way.
Thank you so much, man.
Show You Off, some of my favorite
tracks. Thank you so much, man.
It's on a sex playlist.
I'm gonna ask about this because you mentioned the festivals. Fun fact: I actually shot and made the video for the Disco Lab Mad Decent party that was at the Surf Coma, right? And it's funny because I wanted to ask, because I remember the video, right? Because I filmed it and I edited it and I made it for them and the guy John Franco. Are you guys gonna bring back that Mad Decent like pool party at some point?
It would be difficult, you know. It's kind of like
like Shaquille O'Neal there too or something.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. I think when you get to a certain popularity level, it's like would Beyonce do that? You know what I'm saying? Like you know that you're gonna sell too many tickets for you're gonna have a problem. It's going to be too many people that show up, so you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You organize an event that everybody can get in comfortably.
Well, so the pool party, it was just like, because there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, but that's
is that a little bit different? Like,
yeah, that's small, but still, that particular pool party, I believe, was just a one-off.
Gotcha.
And but we do unannounced shows all the time. So if we're in a city together, we just go, yo, where the party at? And we just pull up and shut it down. We did an unannounced show in Mexico a week ago, in Mexico City. Crazy.
That's like the goal right there, where you just do unannounced shows.
Yeah, unannounced shows are the best because
I'm in town.
Because literally people just can't believe you're there. They just came for a regular night, and you know, a lot of people are like, damn, I should have gone out. But you know, those are always the best shows, unannounced ones, man. I mean, we don't get paid $1. We just have a great time and play for like 2 hours. Yeah.
How does it feel being a DJ where people show up to your shows? Because I think that's something me and Wonder was trying to.
What do you
Anybody
mean?
out there?
Yeah, like, I'd love to actually feel that feeling.
I like
for
the
once.
accountability and the honesty with yourself, the self-awareness. self-awareness. That's what's up.
So who you talking to right now?
You.
I don't know if that was a jab or.
No, I don't do jabs. I'm just straight shooter with it, and I mean it from bottom of my heart with my chest out, like you do too. It's good.
No, I play in front of full rooms. But I'm just saying, like when you try to do it yourself, it's
sometimes.
Just like,
all I wanted to do was be fake humble growing up. I wanted to be, I'm an only child. I wanted to be a celebrity. I wanted to be. Like, I used to put to be famous when my guidance counselor asked what I wanted to be, and that's what I want to do. I want to be fake humble, where I go into a city and just show up at a club. And like, oh, I was here the whole time, just listening to your set.
I know the answer to this. I gotta make a hit.
What's up?
I gotta make a hit.
You gotta make a hit.
I gotta go produce something.
I mean, that's what everybody tells me.
No, stop.
What do you mean stop? You can stop.
I think you're good at other things. Just leave production alone.
I'm saying, man.
I'm fucking.
Why are you trying to stop me from elevating?
I'm fucking with you.
What would your advice be, Walshy? Somebody trying to hold you down, man, from achieving your dreams. What do you have to do?
Get away from it, man.
Proximity,
man. Proximity.
You should take that 2-show break, JD.
Take that 2-show break.
And I really do hope that a lot of people hear me, man. Assess the people around you.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want you to do after this show. Just assess the people around you. Assess your relationship, assess your friendships, assess your family. And if you have to, actually take action and realize, like, not everybody needs to be in your proximity. And some of them are literally your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And you realize, yo, this person is not going to bring me any greatness in this world.
I'm about to cut off.
I took care of that when I moved down here. Walshy, don't worry, man. It's taking care.
I'm cutting people off tomorrow.
Watch what you're hoarding.
Yeah. I mean, like, I heard it. I finally heard it, man.
And don't feel guilty.
They were like, "Why are you not talking to me? You got to go to Coyo Taco on a Tuesday and ask Walshy what he said to me. All right, that's why I'm not messing with you no more. All right, leave me alone.
All right, well, listen,
damn it.
Walshy, usually, like you said, we don't like to do clickbait around here, but I do need something. I need like a minute clip that I got to put out today when this episode is released. It's Friday. And so what do you think the most important thing that you'd like the people to know that I could cut out, just a little minute piece? What do you think the most important thing is?
The most important thing is love yourself, love everybody else, and just do the best you can.
And seek genuine happiness.
Yeah, and mind your business in the movies. All right, let them people talk behind you. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? Mind your business. All right, Dex, where can everybody find you, and what do you got going on this weekend?
You can find me Drip Ninja Dex on Instagram.
Yeah, all right, Walshy, where can everybody find you on Instagram again?
At Walshy Fire, man. Everything, every social at Walshy Fire.
And the most important thing to be looking out for you personally right now, what should people be checking out?
Definitely solo music, dropping singles, and of course events. So Rum and Bass, or a party near you.
Nice.
Very soon.
All right, JD, do you want to give out anything or no?
Just want to shout out to Walshy Fire. I admire this man. I wish one day I have his patience, his understanding, his positivity. And yeah, man, my Instagram is JD_DUCHA. That's D as in dog, U as in umbrella, CH. But I'm private, so
wait.
This is the first time Walshy. This is the first time he's ever mentioned this, yo.
So hey, man, Jay-Z got his Instagram, so I gotta have mine too, man.
All right, well, look what you've done. Look at the power of positivity over here. Look what you've done to JD.
This dude's been always humble and solid with me for about a cool 6 years, man.
Yeah, man.
Cool. What would you say? How about this, Walshy? What would you say if anybody had any kind of like beef with JD or something like that, or maybe just didn't recognize it? They thought he has a different character or something like that. Maybe didn't see eye to eye with him. What would you think he should do to kind of like rectify that situation?
Well, first we have to ask the question: what's beef?
Right.
As hip hop heads.
Yeah.
And then not everything needs rectifying. If you got a problem with JD, and you don't need to be near JD, and JD don't need to be near you, please, hold your corner and let him do his thing.
Cool.
Exactly.
Sounds good to me, man. I'd love everybody to get along, but I guess that might not be reality, but you know what it is. You can find me tonight at a place called Racket in Wynwood. That's where I'll be. Then Sunday, JD and I are going to head out to LA. We'll be out.
You guys enjoy LA.
Be out in LA. We'll tell you all about that next episode, man. So that was episode 24. Walshy, thank you so much for coming through, man. We learned a lot today. Trust me. We're usually just sitting here salivating over a young lady. Now we know to respect women, give them their proper due, and they all have talents, and focus on yourself, king. Is that right?
Done. No.
All right.
and shout out to episode 24. You guys get your flowers, man. Please, like, you know what I'm saying? Hard work, bro. 24. If you guys can see this equipment here, they've invested. Shout out to y'all, man.
Thank you, man.
Hopefully I'll be on the show soon. Maybe I'll even be a recurring guest. What?
We need the wisdom.
We need 8 drums next time.
Yeah, that's easy, man.
Yeah. Maybe Wes too. Who knows, man?
Yeah,
I don't feel like he talks much.
You gave him the finger. He's taking the arm.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. Listen, we'll always remember Walshy was first, no matter what happens, and we really appreciate.
He's a Ray J, dog. He was first.
Hey, yeah, JD, you should remember that too. Remember that. Remember who hit it first, JD. Remember that. All right, baby. Episode 24. Out of here.
Later.